Joining us on the line from Cape Town is economist and CEO of Pan-African Advisory Services, Iraj Abedian. Iraj, thank you very much for joining us. Now let's get straight to it. What do you make of Brian Molefe's resignation? Is it something that we should welcome as a country, or is it a massive loss as was suggested by the Eskom board chairperson a week ago?
I think what Mr. Molefe has done is exactly the right thing to do. He has done the honorable thing. It should be a precedence. When cases of this nature comes up, those who are under a cloud, they should respect the nation, step out and clear their names. I believe what Mr. Brian Molefe has done is exactly what should Dr. Benin Gubani as the chair of the board do. And the entire board of Eskom should follow suit, do the honorable thing, respect the nation, and stop protecting and pretending as if nothing has happened.
Now, he's been credited for turning Eskom around. Could we expect harsh repercussions for the power utility and the country from this resignation?
Not at all. What has turned Eskom around, Brian has had a role in it, but it's the collapse of the economy. The economy has gone from 4% growth to 0% growth. Demand for electricity has collapsed. Therefore, Eskom has got excess supply and is selling it to the neighboring countries. If the economy was growing at 2.5%, we would have blackouts, we would have exactly the same problems. The supply side of Eskom has not been sorted out. So we mustn't confuse the issues and assume that just because Brian has resigned, Eskom is going to collapse. What needs to be done is for the board to be replaced immediately. The minister herself has to take responsibility and come out clean that she has been complicit in this process. And the sooner we clean up Eskom, the sooner the organization and professionals within it will begin to serve the way they should serve the nation.
Now, Iraj, let's look at an instant where he were to be proven, or it was to be proven, that he had meddled in contracts and structuring of deals, for example. He wouldn't necessarily have been the only culprit. Do you expect more people to follow him out of the door at Eskom specifically?
Absolutely. Most importantly, the chairman of the board and some of the board members, if not all of them, they should follow. And the CFO is the next one, the head of supply and procurement. The CEO is at the top of the organization, makes a final decision. There is a whole team that have been part and parcel of this web of abuse of the organization, where its balance sheet has been drained out. From the minister to the chair of the board, to members of the committees of the board, especially the audit and the risk committee, as well as some of the executives. Eskom should be cleaned out and put back on a right footing in order to serve the economy.
Now, in his statement earlier on, he didn't mention what his next career move would be. He said he'd do a bit of introspection, take some time out and try and figure out what to do next. But let's look at the kind of damage that this scandal has caused to his reputation. Can he still salvage what's left of it, if any?
To be honest with you, I know Brian for a long time, for 20 years, and I feel extremely sad because he's a very accomplished professional. But the damage to his credibility, to his integrity is massive. Unless the commission comes out, he goes and testifies and he clears his name and shares with the nation all the facts and truth, he will not be able to retrieve his reputation. It's very, very unfortunate.
Now, Iraj, just finally, to wrap this up, I know we were just speaking about Brian Molefe, but in terms of the state of capture report in itself and your take as an economist, South Africa is looking at a very slow economic growth. We're looking at, levels below 1%, for example. There's also the looming ratings downgrade that might happen in December. What's your take on the impact of the state of capture report?
Well, from a global ranking point of view, it's one of the positive things that has happened over the past while, because it shows that the institutional governance system, especially the Public Protector's Office, the courts, the judiciary are functioning. South Africa is a country that pays respect to the rule of law. What we need now is for the president and for the cabinet to take immediate action, not drag their feet, constitute the commission of inquiry, and the sooner we get the facts out, the sooner the economy's reputation will be on a positive way or in a positive way helped, which we desperately need. So from overall point of view, it has been a very sad but positive thing for South Africa.
Iraj, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us and for those insights. That was economist and CEO of Pan-African Advisory Services, Iraj Abedian, with his reaction to Eskom CEO Brian Molefe's resignation.